It's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid.
But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
Hey everybody, and welcome to Nat 21 Adventures Wednesday night Goblonia. Normally we have like a little short video that plays, says, ooh, it's Goblonia, but I haven't managed to get Voss Mayhemmer into the video yet, and I felt bad about that, and so I wasn't going to play it. So you don't get the video tonight, the intro video. Instead, you get me welcoming you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I'm glad that my wife reminded me this was happening because it's a holiday week. It was my birthday on Monday. It's somebody else's birthday today. And it's been a crazy busy week with only 2 days of school and running around trying to do the whole American Thanksgiving holiday thing here. And after dinner, we sat down and I was like, oh, what movie should we watch? And my wife was like, don't you have a thing tonight? And I'm like, oh, crap. Yes, I do. So I'm here. The rest of our cast is here. Speaking of birthdays, I actually got for my birthday a really nice present. I got a new deck of cards because we're playing Goblonia tonight, by the way. My game that I created and wrote and did a Kickstarter for, and it's not out in print yet. We're working on it. We're hard at work on it. But my wife actually got me a new deck of playing cards. These are the Fae deck of cards. I don't know where the case is. I put it somewhere safe. Oh, right here. Bicycle, Fae deck, and the face cards have got Mab and Titania and Oberon and a cat. I don't know what the cat is for. I'd have to look that up. But there's the Puck and some goblins and things in it. So she felt they were thematic for Goblonia. And so that is what I'll be using tonight. I also got another cool deck of cards that I'm going to show off really quick. I bought this for myself. This is called a Franken Deck, and it's by a card company. It is playingcarddecks.com. Playingcarddecks.com. There you go. And they normally, when they send out a deck, they send like 2 or 3 sample cards from other decks. And they found out that people were actually creating their own decks out of those extra cards. So they put together entire decks where it's just sample cards, one for each card in the deck, right? It's a regular deck of cards, except every card in it is from a different deck. And now for most games like poker, this would not work. This would absolutely be cheating. But the Weaver and Goblonia can absolutely use a deck like this because it doesn't matter if you learn what the next card is. It's still going to happen. Goblonia runs off of playing cards. It's a game about goblins in the Goblin City, taken over by the Fae Titania, the evil, horrible Queen Titania. And this is an awesome deck. I'm not using it tonight. I'm using my special birthday Fae cards tonight. Let's introduce our goblins. Let's introduce our cast. So joining us tonight from, I don't know, she just moved somewhere. We're not gonna dox people and tell you where they live. But we've got Voss.
Hi.
Played by May Hemmer, our stabby. We've got straight from Hollywood, or today's Crafting with the Crew, Shoshana Ruth Green, playing Bigor.
That's me.
Subject / opera star.
Yes, thank you for noticing.
And we have the special birthday guest for today. I mean, he's here every week, but he's a special birthday guest today from Philly. It's Cubby, Dr. Pim.
And just in case anyone was missing it, you may all call me Doctor. We definitely got the right crew for this something opera.
Exactly. That's the intro. I should have just had you. It's actually really difficult to put together one of those intros because if I download the video from a show to get cuts of you, I have to download the entire 2 hours.
Oh.
We should have chat vote to see which one of us does the intro.
At the end of the show, we'll do an intro for next week, and you can vote to see who's going to do it. No, I don't know how it works, but it's just been there's been too much going on this week.
We'll just send sound bites and just like you can piece it together. Like,
well, that's what I did. Video. I pieced it together by grabbing 2 seconds out of 2 hours worth of video where we just had your faces. I'll
just send you like a 2-second video of me doing this.
Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need. We need to have everybody introduce their character by making obscene gestures at the camera.
We could all just shout our catchphrases one after the other, and then you know right where it is in the 2 hours. We can timestamp it for right now.
I still have to download the 2 hours unless we did it right now and then somebody made a Twitch clip of it, Reverend Tommy, and then I could just grab that Twitch clip and download that. I think I can download a Twitch clip. I don't know. We'll see. Last week I was on the tail end of medication that affected my vision and my brain. We are not on that medication anymore, the royal we, because of the extreme side effects. But I actually am not quite sure what happened. I'm going to assume it was a lot of cheese puns. just because that seems to be how this show works. I'm on different medication this week. I don't know if it's working, but if I get up and bolt through the brick wall like the Kool-Aid man, just somebody else keep running the show.
Got it.
That's fine.
So,
we'll know
We can
that
stall.
you're delivering sugary beverages to children.
I'm delivering sugary beverages to children. So what I believe, according to my notes, happened last week. There are cheese monsters. I mean, I can't believe this is actually the adventure that I wrote. I was definitely on something. But that's why there were so many cheese puns. There are cheese monsters threatening the city, grabbing goblins, dragging them off into the shadows, into the darkness. You all were told this was your it's your enemy, the other doctor, the Dr. Pepper. Is
Dr.
responsible
Mr.
for this,
Pepper.
but he's disappeared. So since you're also a doctor, that you get to clean it up. So cheese monsters, and I believe you tracked them to the veranda, into the shadows. You split up your group. Bigor,
Always a good idea.
Always a great idea. In Goblonia, it works. Most games you don't want to split up your group, and in Goblonia, we actually make you split up the group at certain points during the game. But right, and there was a mob that was basically sweeping Bigor away. Voss and Dr. Pibb were in the shadows dealing with Phineas Flout, whose life you have totally ruined multiple times at this point, and cackled at you, ran off into deeper in the shadows, and threw some cheese monsters at you, which you fought, and that's where we are. Unfortunately, what my notes don't have is what is supposed to happen next. So we're gonna take it. We're gonna wing it. That's what I always do. That's my secret. I always wing it. There's no plot.
Well,
the plot is a lie.
That is why you're such a great and amazing weaver. This is my dialogue that you gave me.
Yes.
Anyway, that's why you're such a great and amazing.
Read the paper. Just read the paper.
Just read the paper. We don't have a script. Oh, hang on.
You are so great. Don't worry about all the mistakes that you have made. They were features.
See, I didn't write that because you just said all the mistakes I made, and that's not something I would write. This is an audience participation stream for those of you who are new to Nat 21. Probably those 3 people that just left. But this is an audience participation stream. You get to influence what we're doing when we actually do something. And how do you do that? I don't know. You have some points down there in the what are they called here? They're like stabby points or patron points, or they're points. You got points down there. Saintly points. Saintly points you can spend. Boom, here you go. You can spend some to make it harder. That gives me a card to use in my hand. That makes the test harder for the players. You can do, here you dropped this, and give them something. Give them a thing. You get to say what it is, and it shows up in their hands. We're in a city. It's not like it's just randomly falling out of the sky. This is not Dungeons & Dragons where they have to carry around a 10-foot pole, unless you give it to them, and then they do have to carry around a 10-foot pole, and they got to make it make sense. Or you can do, whoops, not that one, which actually helps them out, allows them to discard a card and draw a new one to replace it. So those are the things you can spend your points on. There's no way we are still in the middle of combat, but we could be. Yeah. All right.
I think we were, right?
I think we were.
You were in the middle of combat?
Yeah.
Well, I think we had just vanquished the last of the 3 cheeses.
We did the dark basement alleyway, back alley cheeses. I think Bigor was dealing with some perhaps bean-like juggler that was getting dragged off into the abyss.
Right. We were having Gabo Palazzo.
Yes.
Dragged off into the into the shadows by a cheese monster.
And
And
didn't
Jesus,
Igor try to like
Yes,
rally everybody and says, "To the cheese!"
yes, we were worshiping Jesus, and yes,
I was encouraging everyone to come to the cheese monster with their bowls ready.
All right. So this is what we're going to say. Next morning, you all wake up after your fights with these cheese monsters, this mob that carried you away, and you're sure there was probably a great
delicious bowls of macaroni,
delicious bowls of macaroni. You spend the night tromping through the shadows, and you don't find anything else. So you just like you find like greasy smears of cheese on the wall, but the shadows are not a place to really linger, and you can't really navigate them. It's like an underground sort of maze. And it's really dangerous to be in there. You're lucky you all didn't get eaten, even though you're not made out of cheese. So you meet back up at the clubhouse in the morning, exchange information, commiserate about the missing. We knew him well, Apollo.
Gallo Paul Bonzo.
Yeah, and we'll take it from there, since that's probably the safest way to move this story forward.
Well, let me just say, congratulations all around. I think we did our planning was flawless, and we executed it flawlessly.
Let me clarify.
Not so loud, not so loud.
No, sorry.
I don't know why, but my head feels like woolly, like it's just stuffed with packing materials, and I feel like I ate way too much.
So can someone please explain to me the guy that was down in the shadows that was doing the cheese things that I did not get the stab? And if we find him, I can totally torture him and get some answers out of him.
Oh yeah,
Anyone?
you should torture him. I don't think we need information from him.
But I mean, I can torture him.
Oh yeah, go for it. He is
Oh my
a
God,
twice
where is he?
disgraced cheese merchant that we are acquainted with.
How long does that?
Twice.
How long do we have to keep doing this job of destroying his life?
I don't know. I would have given up if I were him by now.
Wait, this is a job? Wait, to destroy his life?
Yes. Do we still have that letter?
Your job right now is to deal with the cheese menace, which you could interpret to include destroying his life a third time.
Well, I assume it didn't say how many times to do it. It just said to destroy his life. So I assume it's an ongoing job that we're still being paid for.
So question, query.
You've been paid.
Anybody know how I can find this guy? I'm long overdue for a good torturing job.
Well, wait. Now, if they're not paying us for it, though.
Look, some girls have their hobbies. Every now and then, everybody gets a freebie once a year.
Fair.
Actually, your mission for this mission, you're not being paid to screw with his life. You were given 3 days to clean up this mess. Day 1 is gone.
We've done it. We're done.
And you would be paid at the end of it if you are not thrown in prison for failing.
Well, we're done, right? We did it.
I mean, how many cheese monsters could there actually be?
Good question.
Checking the morning papers, you see that there are new attacks by cheese monsters in Reekside.
Oh, for goodness sake. All right.
Look, I have a plan. All right. Look, we're going to need to get a big white like ambulance, one of those old timey ambulances, and we're gonna come up with a cute little logo. It'll be like a circle with a little like X over it, and in the center will be a cheese monster. And we'll put out contact information for us, and we'll call ourselves Cheese Busters. Let's get on it.
Or, hear me out. what if we organize a giant cheese festival and we can make it a hide and go seek project?
Ooh, I like that.
This is not a criticism, but that seems like a good way to feed goblins to the cheese monsters.
No, if you have a core of goblins that are, how many goblins could a piece of cheese take down?
A great question. Does the paper say?
No.
Think about it. You get 6 or 7 of those little huggy buggers like us, they might take one down. So make it a citywide cheese festival.
So you're basically saying we should just kind of instigate like a cheese war.
Yes. Violence. I wake up and choose it.
I am all for violence.
All right. So we can do a whole cheese festival and we can play. The first one to bring us a monster gets a prize. Not getting chased by me. Or they can have my services for free for 1 stabbing.
Goblins love rewards. They love prizes.
All right. First one to bring me a cheese monster in pieces gets a free stabbing of their choice. Second place gets stabbed. Third place. But citywide cheese party.
All right. So, how are you planning to promote this citywide cheese party?
I'm not gonna do her voice every single time. Okay, so because I don't think I can handle it. So she would like to. She did schmooze at the party, remember? And she used her reputation to possibly get some contacts. So if she rubbed elbows, she can have them do the work for her.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is a scheming round.
Yes.
So that's okay. You do need to do a scheming round right here.
Oh yes.
That does put another king on the board, but you do need to do a scheming round right here because you don't have really a lead, and that's all right. So the question has been raised: are cheese monsters becoming canon into Goblonia, the core book, before final print? No, they are not. That is special to this audience, this team, and Nat 21. So you just it's just for you guys. You just get it here.
It is a very special treat.
It's a special exclusive to the Nat 21 viewers. Like, yeah,
we're not even gonna jack up the prices.
No, because I could put them in the book, but really, without stats and stuff, they would just be full of holes. So, there we go.
You're fired.
I'm fired. It's a rare imported cheese.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it is in the notes that if there is room, to put a little bit more about the food of Goblonia, of the city. We don't know that there's room for it now that we have hired 4 additional authors to write their scenarios and flesh out some NPCs, and more NPCs got added to the list. So if there is a small section about the food in Goblonia, and if there is room, we're going to add to that and possibly even put a recipe in the book for mushroom soup. I think it was. I don't remember.
I would see goblins as using fermentation a lot. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sometimes even on purpose.
Yeah. Yes. So, Voss, you want to go you want to go spread the good news about, this cheese party that you're doing, meeting the people that
Citywide cheese festival.
Citywide cheese party.
AKA a cheese mob.
All right. So this is definitely a Weedle test, which you've got a point in Weedle, so that's fine. And I'm going to give you a bonus, a 1-card bonus. Don't draw yet. Let me draw first.
Sorry.
A 1-card bonus because you did the work beforehand of meeting people and rubbing elbows and getting contact information, so you can kind of see if they're going to pick this up and run with it, okay, as you're scheming. And there you go. Nat 21 Goblonia supplement down the road, expansion style. You know what? I've always wanted to do a April Fool's. That's a big thing in role-playing game publishers is to release an April Fool's project, usually a short something. But I've always been in the middle of a really big something and not been able to take time away to work on an April Fool's thing. So you know what? We could maybe do it as April Fool's.
That'd be fun.
So if anybody tells me when April Fool's happens, we might make that happen. So there's not anything inherently dangerous about this. So it's just a single card, but that is an 8. You have to beat a single 8.
It
But
happens.
I draw 2 too, right?
You get to draw 2.
Okay. 1, 2. Ha!
An 8 and a 5. So you got it because I don't have a second card to go against that 5.
Hey.
You got it. All right. So you have mobilized those rich people on the veranda that you were working with to do this whole charity cheese festival thing, spreading goodwill through Goblonia. I mean, you pitch it. It's your idea. What's going on here?
What's going to happen? So we are going to have a citywide cheese festival because we are going to gorge ourselves. The contest is that the first one to bring me a cheese monster does not have to be alive. It can be in pieces as long as I can see at least 3/4 of it. And there doesn't have to be one piece. The winner gets 1 torturing job by me. Second place, a stabbing job by me. Third place, you might get stabbed.
Well, there are more than you believe there are more than 3 cheese monsters left.
I know, but if everybody's going after them, it's a rush to who gets there first.
Okay. All right. Yes. All right. So you are mobilizing the city for this charity cheese festival with a competition, but it's citywide, celebrating cheese, gorging on cheese, slaying the cheese monsters that have invaded. They will be a menace no more. And yeah, the people that you were rubbing elbows with, they get behind this and they're like, yeah, this sounds great. We can run with this. I knew a guy that got eaten by a cheese monster and it was horrible. So yeah, they start putting up prizes of their own. So you're going to do a citywide cheese festival starting tonight at sundown?
Yeah.
Okay. Tonight at sundown.
Well, maybe like a little bit earlier so they can have some time to prepare and get their teams together and get a game plan. And then when sundown hits, it's go time.
It's go time. All right. Yeah, and set up the tiki torches and fondue pots.
Fondue forks and
Fondue forks.
Oh my god.
So I forgot. The other thing you can do is you can spend points tonight to vote on who is going to do the show's closing remarks. That's a thing. And
Velveeta tongue. I'm so done. Done.
So the other 2 of you have a scheming move that you can do. And Bigor was just given an ear trumpet that lets you hear things in faraway distances or through very thick walls. They essentially just gave you a magic item, Bigor.
Yeah.
Nice.
But weirdly, you can't hear things that are close to you or through
absolutely not. Nope. Yeah, it has to be through a thick wall.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good because it's so unsubtle. It's useful that you can only hear people who are literally have concrete walls blocking their vision of you.
Yeah, because if anyone saw me, you would know exactly what I was doing.
It's still stealthy. I think I know what I want to do if you'd like some more thinking time, Bigor.
I do.
So I was thinking about the horde of rats, and really, my problem is I was just too restrained in my thinking. I need an enormous rat monster that I can ride around like a horse, that'll lead us to the cheese, that'll eat so much cheese, it'll be fearsome. My feet are a little sore from all the walking yesterday, so it's a solution for that. And the obvious name, of course, would be Ubermass. but it's a sewer rat, so it's an Undermaß. So I will name it Uber Under.
Uber Under. What?
Also, you ride around on it, so it's like your Uber. That goes under.
I can charge goblins to ride around on my rat, but if anything happens, they sue the rat, not me.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because you're just an independent contractor. Okay. Now, I understand your idea, Cubby, but
Yes.
Do you?
I don't understand how you are pulling it off. Like, how are you getting this giant rat? You can't just say I have a giant rat. This isn't.
Well, I suppose I must have laboratory rats, right?
I will grant that you have laboratory rats. That makes sense. Yes.
And I must have a particularly intelligent, well-trained laboratory rat.
Well, you did. She is on vacation.
Womp womp.
Well, where's the dumbest one?
So
The solution is so simple.
Uh-huh.
I need an enlarging ray.
Yeah,
And
but
I
that's
need to start shooting rats with one.
Yeah, okay. So that's my question. Because you do have your egghead ability. Are you enlarging a rat through your egghead ability? Is that what you are doing here? Or are you creating an enlarging ray so that you can?
Well, I was originally just going to create one monstrous rat. But
Yes.
that would be totally short-sighted of me when I could create an army of monstrous rats.
Right.
So I'm creating
Or you also have the alchemy ability, so you could just make an enlarging potion.
Okay. Actually, you know what? That's a really good idea. I'm going to play it very safe, and I'm going to use my egghead ability and my last squib to train one of my smartest rats to become a perfect mount/cheese monster slayer, and I'm going to use alchemy to grab an embiggening potion.
Okay.
Huh.
All right. That works. There's no test for this because those are two things that you can do. And when you use your intelligent rat, or anyone uses the intelligent rat in their scene to accomplish their goal, they get a +2 bonus. But also remember, because it is your egghead ability, it can disastrously backfire in the moment.
Yeah, hopefully this time it explodes.
Well, I'm gonna get called by somebody if we start exploding rats.
It's all right. I always carry dynamite with me.
There you go. All right.
Oh.
So for your scheming scene, you have grabbed an embiggening potion to use at a future point one time, and you have trained this super intelligent rat to eat cheese on command. Is that what you're training the rat to do?
Well, it's trained to be an excellent mount and to be like a terrier to cheese monsters.
Absolutely. How do you train a rat roughly to be an excellent mount?
Well, I have a little Dr. Pibb puppet, obviously.
All right.
Several sizes, so I'll use one of my smaller, perhaps a finger puppet, or one of my more delicate Dr. Pibb marionettes.
All right. That sounds great. We might, action figures. That's he has Dr. Pibb action figures in multiple sizes.
I do, but those are in the case gaining value. For rat purposes, I use my Dr. Pibb puppetry collection.
There you go. All right, Bigor,
Hmm.
we have a cheese festival happening. Dr.
Yeah.
Pibb is training rat mounts and grabbing embiggening potions. What are you doing?
I'd like to pay a visit. I'd like to get myself booked to do a performance at this cheese festival.
Okay, who are you visiting? I mean, you could just say Floss. Book me
I
at your
mean,
cheese
I was about to
festival.
say, she's like the mastermind. She just had.
Oh well,
minions
yes,
do it.
that's what I mean. I'm gonna go to Floss and Floss. I think you need entertainment. Would you like to hire me?
You mean you volunteer your time?
Yes. Is there a contract? I just want to sign a
You
contract.
get paid an exposure.
Oh, that's fine. I just really want a contract to sign. That's
Make
really
you a contract.
It
Paid
makes it
via
official.
exposure and one stabbing job.
Wait. I have to get stabbed or
Stab someone else for you.
oh, what a lovely thing to be paid in. I'll have to make it. I'll make a note
Exposure.
of that. Yes, bill me as head cheese, please.
Done.
And then I'm going to spend my time. So I have this skill finagle, which is physical trickery.
Yep.
So I would like to devise a performance interpretive dance that uses my finagle skill to spur on the participants in this, to make them just get them in a frenzy to destroy those cheese monsters.
Yes.
So by merely viewing my performance.
Yeah.
I love that
okay.
you use dramaturgy for evil.
So I will say in the future, the next time you get a milestone, you might want to look at the Trowie tune ability.
Oh, what's that?
It does exactly what you just said.
No. Amazing. What? Who has it?
The grunts have that.
Grunts
So you're gonna work on crafting this performance that will essentially give you a +1 later in order to encourage the audience to do the thing you
gives
want
the
them
audience
to do.
a +1 to destroying cheese monsters.
Gives them a +1 to listening to you.
Yeah, so it would give you the bonus. It would give you the bonus to persuade them to do what you want them to do in the moment.
Ah, excellent.
So in
Because-
other words, risk life or limb to attack cheese monsters. So
Yeah.
we
Exactly.
don't have to do it.
Exactly. And I shall call my performance Cheese Shredder Mouse.
But since you specifically said you're using finagle, we'll let you go ahead and test, see if you manage to pull this off, or if you just waste your entire afternoon. It's an opera. You got to beat an 8.
All right, here, wait, just 1 second. My cards weren't ready. Oh no. All right, here we go. Just
Looking at finagle.
all right. It's so I have 2, I think.
Yep.
In finagle, yes.
Yep. Are you working your tentacle arm into this?
I am working my tentacle. And I think that's as far
Because
as
it's
far
like
as I
a
can
a
go.
tentacle hula. Do what I want you to do.
Yes, it helps.
Seductive.
It helps. Yeah.
Kill the
It's,
cheese monster. Yeah.
It's a
All right.
finagling flagella.
Yeah.
That's what I'm naming my first album.
All right. So 3 cards.
So 3.
All you got to beat is an 8. 1 8.
Excellent. All right. Let's see.
I wish I had those together, but I didn't.
Doing. Hey.
Hey, you got it.
All
All right. So you got a +1 bonus for when
These are
you do
my
your performance.
Hollywood Burlesque Festival cards.
I like those.
Ooh,
Look at these. Oh wait. There you go. Ooh.
I mean, the upside down, it worked.
That's true. Hooray! I did it.
All right.
It's the best dance performance opera ever.
Yes. To convince people to beat up cheese monsters. So are you all wanting to do other scheming things? Take another round of scheming? I'll toss another king up there on the board for Cubby's birthday, since that's what he wanted as his birthday present earlier today.
That is not what I wanted.
That's what you said. You wanted an extra king on the board. You got it right there.
No, I said I was afraid you'd give me. That would be your birthday present.
Oh, no, I won't do
Would
that.
be an extra king.
I won't do
And
that.
you were right.
But you got some use out of it. So,
Yes.
yeah.
I think I have a thing I could do if anyone else could use another scheming session, but I don't need to do it.
I'm good. Well,
Hmm?
I'm thinking.
Let me ask you a question. Where is this performance going to take place? Where is the center of your festival? Where are you setting up to receive these
Where was the
bounties?
last set of attacks?
I told you that. Let's see if anyone remembers it.
It was at the veranda.
The
That was last night. Was it the
Oh, in the rickets.
in the Ricketts? Yes, in
That
Reekside.
word.
In Reekside,
Reekside.
which is the mining. That's the poorest section of Goblonia. That's like where the miners and the smelters and it smells really bad. But there are giant furnaces for melting metal.
Just hear me out.
I know
Bring
someone
them
in
down to
Reekside.
one with the people. Let the core performance before there, then they can scatter like rats to go and find them in all levels. Maybe there is perhaps a streaming device to stream said goodies if they don't want to come down into the slums and slum it.
So a Goblonian Netflix,
A Goblonian Twitch
a Goblonian Twitch.
to live stream it.
No.
Well, then I'll spend a scheming session to invent one.
That doesn't make any sense. In Goblonia, you can just look out your window and you're bound to find somebody twitching already.
There you go. Exactly. That's exactly how it works. There's not a gob tube. We're talking roughly Victorian era technology in Goblonia. I do need to check. Do you have any enemies in Reekside? No, you don't.
I didn't think we did. This one.
And,
Nope.
and I have an ally there.
Oh, okay. So I'm not saying that's where you have to. You totally should center your festival there because you know stuff's going to happen there.
Well, hold on. Let me see. Can I see the map real fast?
It's in your table sheets.
Oh,
it's on
my
like
sheet.
it's
Okay,
on like
hold
page 9.
All right, let my blind self scroll through. I'm squinting. I'm not mean mugging y'all. I promise. Okay,
Let
that's
me see.
Reekside.
Let me see if I can show it. Maybe I can show it. I
Reekside. Okay, so hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make a reach here, my good sir. I'm looking at the Grand Market real fast.
Yeah, that's the next level up.
Okay.
And these are just our playtest maps. These are not the final map.
So you see how there's this nice little dead line here? Is that an overhang?
Dead line.
Okay, so all
Mark it on the map for me with your coloring tools.
Okay.
Or your laser pointer.
All
That's
right,
the bottom
all right.
one.
Okay, hold on. Okay, you see this area? How it's empty here,
Yeah.
but there's like a line here with that C on it. Is there like a ledge to look down here?
Yes, because that corresponds to Reekside right here.
Okay. So
Like the next level of the city is built up right here.
Yeah. So there's a level where you can. Okay. So hear
So
me
you
out.
want to look down.
Hear me out. What if we center the performance right here? in this dead spot. So then that way, people here can hear this. People here that aren't as slummy can see things, and then the people here can hear it too. So you're in between the levels.
That works for me.
Okay.
I don't know. Tommy, did you get that one? Thank you, Tommy.
Oh, Jesus. I just looked at the StreamYard window.
Whoa! That doesn't
God,
work.
okay.
Hang on. How do we stop that? Go away. Back to us.
There we go. I was like, oh no.
Woo! That was fun. All right. There we go. Yes. Stop sharing. Done. All right. Yeah, so you want to do it up in the Grand Market. We can totally do that. Everybody on board with doing it up in the Grand Market?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Grand Market. Oh, yes. Yes. So you all are heading to the Grand Market. I need someone to draw the top card of their deck for me. Probably it's going to be Cubby since it's his birthday, and it's his enemy that lives in the Grand Market.
Sorry.
Dr. Mr. Pepper. So let's see if Dr. Mr. Pepper manages to, and Zigor is in the Grand Market. You have lots of enemies in the Grand Market.
He deserves to be Mr. Pepper.
Yep. So all you have to do is flip over the top card of your deck, and you don't want a diamond. Or maybe you do, because that's a really nice... Hey, look at that. Does not manage to mess with you.
Whew.
Yeah. So that was actually something that came out in playtesting last week. While you all haven't gotten any entanglements flipping them over and matching colors, they got like 4 in a row in the playtest group, and we realized that that's probably too much. So we changed it to the suit has to match to trigger an entanglement, and that makes it feel more special. And yes, Zigor, somebody named their enemy Zigor. It's the test subject to Dr. Mr. Pepper, who also lives in the Grand Market with Dr. Mr. Pepper, the evil mad scientist in the Grand Market.
That's the naming convention for assistants.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It has to be something with a gore on the end of it. Actually, it has to be Igor with something in front of it. Right?
Traditionally.
Yeah. And yeah. So, you head to the Grand Market to... right? Or were you all taking another scheming scene before going there? Or are you just going there doing your thing?
I think we could use one because nothing went as well last time as I thought it would.
Okay. So what is the scheme that you want to do?
I am going to immediately feed the embiggening potion to Uber Under, my faithful rat steed.
Yeah.
And grab another dose so we have a backup.
There you go. I mean, that will take you the scheming scene to do, because that's how your ability works. Yes, you use your potion to embiggen your rat. You've got a giant trained rat that you can ride around on, and waving your little cheese pennant, and maybe cheese hat. It's not a cheese pennant, is it? You have a cheese hat.
Cowboy hat.
Yes. Yes. So you have another embiggening potion. That is your third king. All right. Anyone else have a scheming move they want to do? So some possible things you can do as scheming moves, just to remind everybody that's watching at home. As soon as I find it in here, you can gather intelligence, which you might want. You can create or acquire special tools or equipment. You can prepare a trap. You can call on a favor. You can gather the team and go. And that says, you know what, we're no more scheming after this, and you get a squib for doing that. You can also work to improve your crew's standing in a burrow, work on your clubhouse, or lower your thrall. So, yes, you can make a cheese hat from your cheese wallet that you have. That's a thing you have. You can do that. All right. So, another scheming move since Cubby put that king on the board for his birthday.
Can Boss go talk to her ally before and see if she can sweet talk him into helping her for this event?
Absolutely.
She's
What
trying
are
to
you
get
gonna?
her boo thing back. What?
What do you want your ally to do?
She'd like him. I'm assuming since she's a torturer and he may know some type of self-defense stuff, that maybe she'd propose that they can fight side by side for old time's sakes in case things attack.
Okay, you just want him standing by fighting if things
I
go
want
bad.
him to be like the hidden ninja to hop out of nowhere and attack in case something pops out of nowhere like last time.
Okay. All right. You are asking him to do something inherently dangerous, so that makes the test slightly harder.
He'll be fine.
That's a 10 and a 6.
Okay, 1, 2.
Yep, you have
Bro! How many cards do I have to pull?
2.
Dude, you're gonna die.
You can always spend a squib to draw an extra card.
No, you're gonna die.
A 10 and a 6. Oh, all right, we tied. You can spend a squib to draw an extra card. However, the way a tie works is we're going to toss these cards and draw a single card. And whoever's card is higher wins. So it's up to you. You can spend a squib, possibly break the tie. You could also possibly pull a face card.
How many squibs do I? You know what? Let's yellow it. I'm going to spend a squib.
Okay.
All right. No face card, no face card, no face card, no face card, no face card.
You got it. That's a 5.
Ooh, okay.
All right. So you beat me.
Now,
Now, if in that situation you had pulled a face card, the face card would have happened, and then we would have still drawn the one card to break the tie because a face card is a value of 0. So it doesn't mean that you won. You just got a face card. Oh, Zelani, did you seriously just make that test harder? All right. Harder makes that a 2. Your 5 still beats it. So there you go. All right. Yeah. So you go and you meet with your ally. He's like, yeah, okay, for old time's sake. And since it's an event and he can show off his new weapons that he's made, he will stand by ready to shred some cheddar when the time comes. Absolutely. And Bigor, do you have something that you want to do?
I don't think I do. I think I'm just I got to keep working on my performance.
All right, then you can say you
Mm-hmm.
can absolutely say I pack everything up, grab the crew, and we head out. And you get a squib for doing that, and they don't get to add a king to the board.
Yes, that's what I will do.
Okay.
I'm ready for the Shredder Mouse.
Yes. The deflated mouse.
The Shredder Mouse.
All right. So yes, you head there. You've got your giant rat. You've got this whole teams forming up. So you get to the Grand Market, and there's a little stand set up there, and you can sort of view over the side. Actually, I know that Phineas Flout's shop is in the Grand Market.
I wonder who's there now.
Yes.
Well, it's boarded up right now. So actually what has been done is, because it's all boarded up and he is sort of being shamed, they've draped bunting over it, and built a staircase going up to his roof. So the top of his shop is kind of like your platform to perform on. They've turned his shop into your stage and your viewing area for down below. Because it already had the cheese decoration, the whole theme going on. So they just worked that cheese sale signs and all that and the yellow colors into the whole decoration for this event. So you've got goblins assembling. Goblins assemble. I'm just going to toss it up there. You have down getting their teams ready to go hunt cheese monsters, and you got people wearing cheese hats and waving their flags, and somebody broke into one of the community theaters that occasionally does the Nutcracker Ballet, just the battle parts of that when they perform it in Goblonia, and they've gotten all the ratty mouse heads, and so they're wearing those out there to go hunt for cheese monsters. You've got a giant rat that you ride up on, and you have Tevlat, the weaponsmith, sort of there at the edge of the stairs, head of security, ready to stab a cheese monster. So there you have it. That's a good spot to stop for the intermission. We're going to play our little intermission video because we do have that. Our cast may slip away for a moment to go refill their drinks or get rid of the drink they already drank, and we'll play this video and be back with you in just a moment. It's a short one. It's like 2 minutes. Here we go.
You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
To anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggly-dum-de-tooter-terrio-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before? Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
the world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid.
But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggly-dum-de-tooter-terrio-dee-da-dee. A fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before? Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
All right. People are voting. People are breaking. I am writing down cheeses because I realized if we're having cheese monsters that this crew has to, don't tell them that they have to defeat. They're going to have to defeat one cheese monster for every type of cheese we can name before we start. Let's see. We got cheddar, Swiss brie, Jack, Asiago, Romano, blue, American, Edam, Jarlsberg, Limburger, Munster. I forgot Munster. Good call. Gouda. I forgot Gouda. Swiss. Did I get Swiss? I got Swiss. Gorgonzola. I didn't get Gorgonzola. Parmesan. I think I got Parmesan. I didn't get Parmesan. And now I'm out of space on my paper. Havarti. That's a good one. I don't know some of these kinds of cheeses. I said Jack. I was thinking Monterey Jack. Is Colby Jack a different kind of cheese? Feta cheese. That's a great kind of cheese. Feta cheese. Cubby. Somebody gave Cubby a medium gun loaded with supple metal heating mesh that melts cheese on contact. Oh, that's the one. All right, made with the maggot cheese. Yeah. I'm a Casa Marzu goat cheese. Did I already get goat cheese? No. Did I get Havarti? I got Havarti. Manchego. All right, Colby's a different kind of cheese than Monterey Jack, so we will write down Colby. Did I get mozzarella? How did I miss mozzarella? My mother owned an Italian restaurant when I was growing up. She would be mortified, but she doesn't even know how to use the internet, so she's definitely not watching Twitch. I think that's enough. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's more than 15 cheeses on there. Cream cheese, ricotta. Okay. You all really mascarpones. Mascarpone and cream cheese. I know they're not technically the same thing, but cream cheese is like the American version of mascarpone. Pimento. So, all right, we're gonna call it there. It looks like everybody's back, so we're gonna pop them back in, and they have no idea what's going on, so we're not gonna tell them. All right.
What did we miss something?
Yeah. Happy birthday,
Okay.
Manchego. Happy birthday.
I saw a little bit of the chat, but mostly it just looks like Reverend Tommy is really into soft cheeses.
Yes, Reverend Tommy is very much into soft cheeses. Oh, Amvoise gave us one that was not on the list in private chat, so I'll take it.
I just thought we were naming cheeses.
We are naming cheeses. So.
I mean, did you see the raclette? It's really cool. It gets really hot, and then you take a knife and then you slide it off on ham.
All right, Sir David Percival, you are correct. Cream cheese is not mascarpone cheese, but it's Americans use cream cheese as their dessert cheese. So I know it's not the same thing, but yeah, it's like mascarpone is what you put in
and sometimes cheddar.
Cannolis, I think. You get mascarpone cheese and cannolis. All right, all hail the holy cheeses.
Instead of praise Jesus, it's hail Jesus.
Hail Jesus. Hail Jesus. Okay. So yes.
And the holy toast.
And the holy toast. Mascarpone is in tiramisu. You are correct.
You're getting a cheesy education.
I know this stuff. I'm thinking about Thanksgiving and pumpkin pie and stuffing and dry brining turkeys, and I have to make sausage balls in the morning, which is one of my least favorite things to make, just because it uses the double boiler and melting the cheese, and it's a pain in the butt, but they taste good. It's a good Southern thing that my mom used to make for every holiday, and I made it once, and now my kids want it they would have it every morning for breakfast, but I won't make it every morning for breakfast. So,
I've never had sausage balls. I want them now.
I know. I want a sausage ball.
Yeah. Well, I say they're difficult to make. It's relatively simple ingredients. You get spicy sausage, like that you would slice and make sausage patties out of, not like Italian sausage links. Okay, you melt cheese, extra sharp, the sharpest cheese you can get in a double boiler, and you mix those things together and with Bisquick. And I don't know.
With what?
With Bisquick or baking mix.
That
And you mix
sounds
them together,
amazing.
and you make them into little golf size balls, and you put them in the oven and cook them.
That sounds
It's-
delicious.
It's like a sausage cheesy bread. Yeah. What do you used to make them with, Voss? What's the Louisiana version?
What? I'm like,
Put lobster in them.
I'm thinking, just biscuits? Oh, have you had crackling biscuits?
What is that? That sounds amazing.
Okay, let me
That
tell you what
sounds
crackling
amazing.
biscuits real quick. Hold on, let me say. All right, so you know what cracklings are. So instead
No.
of whatever, you put it in a cracklings are like hot. Yeah, like so it's like a type of like it's terrible for your
You would
cholesterol.
love it.
But
Cubby.
it's like just chunks of pork fat and meat.
Ooh.
And it's hard. So it's hard. So what you do is you take
I
the
already love it.
cracklings and you dump it in biscuit mix and you cook it so it softens it. So it's crackling stuffed biscuits.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah.
The best thing ever for your terrible cholesterol.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
There's a restaurant up
Better
up
than
here.
bacon. Better than bacon because it probably
Better than bacon,
is
bro. It's so much.
tasty.
And I know you didn't want to adopt me, but I live in North Carolina now. I don't live in New Orleans anymore. But there's a restaurant up here that makes crackling biscuits, and I just refuse to eat anywhere else now.
Ooh.
Thank you, Raleigh. Like,
Yes. All right. Back to Goblonia. If you're just joining us for the second half, you're not, because I can look at the audience numbers and know that we're about the same. So, but if you're just joining us for the second half of the show, this is Goblonia, City of Goblins. These are our goblins on the screen. They have created messes that they're now cleaning up. Namely, there are cheese monsters on the loose through the city of Goblonia, grabbing people, and we presume killing them. We don't know. They're grabbing them and dragging them into the shadows. And they have decided to solve this problem by holding a cheese festival tonight with live entertainment, a giant Uber under, and a competition to see who can capture and kill cheese monsters. And that's where we are. So
A solid plan.
yes, solid plan. And so the cheese festival is getting going, and it's loud and it's rowdy, and I mean it's a cheese festival.
You know
It's,
how cheese riles people up.
right, and it's not like an Epcot style cheese and wine festival. No, this is like your small town that normally does
It's like a monster truck rally.
Yes. The town I went to high school in was called Niceville, Florida, and it was on the beach, and they had a mullet festival, which mullet is this nasty fish that hops out of the water.
I thought you were talking about the hair. I was like,
that was a twist.
Yes. Yes, it was very much a good old boy redneck. We didn't call them rednecks, we called them boggies. Because it's the boggy bayou right in there.
Oh, okay. I was like,
so
what?
it's sort of your swamp rednecks of the Gulf Coast of Florida. Yeah, with the mullet festival, and it's that kind of cheese festival, right? It's the there's no culture.
I really just, when you said mullet festival, all I could think was Florida Man. So I was just like, all
Florida
right,
Man.
here we go.
Yeah, Florida Man in the 90s.
Great.
That was Cubby dropped something. Cubby got something while we were on the break. Cubby, did you see that thing that you got?
My fondue gun?
Your fondue gun, exactly.
Ah.
Oh yeah,
I can't.
It's on my jam board.
Okay, I can't tag him from there. All right, right there from Sally. Yes, unless Zelani also gave you something. Zelani was the one that pointed it out. No, Sally was the one that pointed it out. I'm sorry, Sally.
Sally was trying to make.
Sally
sure
was the one that pointed it out. Yes.
So I just want to clarify. Okay, so if Florida has that and Jersey has that, is that like my equivalent of contraband days where I grew up? I'll
I have no
explain
idea.
later. I don't think I can talk about it on air.
Let's not. Yeah. We are not judging anybody. I was judging other Twitch streams before we started, but we're not judging anyone's lifestyle. It takes all different kinds of people living in all different kinds
I'll
of
just say this.
situations.
Contraband Days deals with John Lafitte. That's all I'm going to say.
There you go.
I'll leave it
There
right there.
Yes, you're having your festival. It's just getting started when all hell breaks loose. And all the noise and excitement and gathering goblins together in one place, cheese monsters start streaming out of the shadows into Reekside. You can see from up here the panic down below, into Reekside, into the Narrows. You can't really see the Narrows, but it's happening down there. Into not so much into Underworst, because the Mafia kind of has that locked down. They're not dealing with no cheese monsters over there. But
no provolone cheese monsters.
No, yeah, they've got, that's it. They're only letting the Italian cheese monsters in. So provolone did not make the list. It's making the list now. Thank you.
What list? What?
All right, and yeah. So
I'm glad I didn't say Asiago.
That's already on there.
Romano.
Aziz Romano. Yeah. Asiaco. And so all hell breaks loose, all cheese breaks loose down below, and then you hear screaming from behind you as you're looking over the edge, and there are cheese monsters that have started streaming out of the shadows up here into the Grand Market as well. So we are going into a conflict scene where everybody gets one action, one by one. Anyone is welcome to start. What are you doing?
Yes, my valiant steed, ride and devour our enemy!
Okay, so Cubby, I will let you. You got a lot of different flavors of cheese monsters out there. So which one would you like to go after?
Like a good appetizer cheese, maybe a pepper jack or a Havarti.
All right, we'll go after a Havarti. All right, so that's you're right. The appetizer cheeses would be leading the way, right? So yes, so there's a Havarti, there's a brie, there's a I don't see it. A Gouda.
Love to start my night with a little baked brie.
A little baked brie. Are you going after brie?
I think Uber Under is going after brie.
All right. Okay. So you are going after the brie cheese monster. Where is your character sheet? Let me go back to it.
Excellent use of umlaut's ale cake.
Yeah.
Yes. You're attacking a cheese monster. And for the audience and for the team, these are not giant troll-sized cheese monsters. They're standing about 4 or 5 feet tall. So they're slightly larger than goblins. And it does take 2 or 3 cheese monsters working together really to grab a regular sized goblin and grab and drag them off. So, and that is what they are trying to do. Is grab goblins and drag them back into the shadows. All right, so you are attacking a cheese monster. There are multiple cheese monsters here. So normally the danger for a test would be 1 card, which is just an ace there, but you are in combat and there's more of them. So you got to beat an 8, Cubby. Now the good news is, riding on your rat steed, you do get a +2 bonus. This sounds like bash,
which, as a scientist, is my strong suit.
Right. Just striding right in there to devour cheese monsters. So I'm seeing 4 cards, unless you have something else that you're adding to it that I don't realize.
I feel like, maybe it's mad scientist in a very Buckaroo Banzai kind of way, but suddenly becoming a rat cowboy to fight the cheese monsters that I secretly inflicted upon my home city.
Yeah, I'll give you mad
like
science. Go ahead. You can have 5 cards to beat this 8/7 ace. Remember, you only have to use your best 3 cards. So even if you have some bad cards in there, you can hopefully just scoot them right off to the side.
Oh, do I ever have some bad cards in here? Okay, so I'm dropping the Queen and the Jack, but because they wouldn't have helped me anyway. But the 8 ties, but the 4 does nothing against that 7, and I have no squibs.
And you have no squibs. All right. Well, we'll see if anybody lets you swap out a card there. But as of right now, you are not. You're not going to take damage because there's no Jack. But you got rid of the Jack. So as of right now, you are not going to ride up and tear that. There you go. Oh, you get to drop 2 cards. Ale Cake and Sally both gave you that. 2 whoopses. Did you drop the 4 as well?
I dropped the 4 and the ace to get the 4 and a 6.
Yep. It just doesn't. Yeah. So super enthusiastic about the whole thing. Writing down on the Havarti cheese. But I need you to draw 5 cards for me.
Oh, because I used my signs.
Because you used your egghead there.
And what's bad?
2 matching face cards. You're fine. You're totally fine. So there's just so much carnage that could happen here. Like, there's so many different cheese monsters that even though you're like charging and wanting your rat steed to go after it, it's got too much. It's got a wealth of options to choose from. So it's sort of snapping at this monster as you pass. It's sort of stabbing at this monster. And it's just not focusing your attack on any one cheese monster.
I feel like ultimately this is also down to me not spending time to get a cowboy hat, because I could whip it around, which creates a gyroscopic counterbalancing force. I'm forced to physically compensate, so I'm just that much less effective.
Absolutely. All right, who's next?
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Bigor. Go ahead.
No, I need a little more time to think.
Okay.
Now,
Was is not actually going to do anything yet. She's actually looking to her ex-husband to see what he does first before she engages. Is he doing what he's told to?
Absolutely, he's going to do what he is told to. He is going to engage. Name a cheese for me, please, Voss.
I would like to take my own personal favorite, the Gruyere, for $200.
All right. Yep. So he manages to eliminate Gruyere. He's down there facing off with it, does some sort of fencing moves, and then just pulls out a giant war hammer that has a cheese grater on either end instead of the hammer part. And just smashes right down through the middle, shreds the Gruyere everywhere. And it's like confetti. It's like this festive explosion of cheese. So I've crossed Gruyere off the list. Your ally has taken care of that one.
Yay!
So that doesn't have to count as your action.
Okay, cool. So obviously she's inspired. So she's going to dive in and start shank.
Okay. A cheese. All right.
Whoever's there.
Whoever
cheese
is there. All right.
I don't remember the list.
Pair twos is what you have to beat.
Let's see. So 2 for Bash. Right?
Yes. If you can work in Cuppy's failure, you can get a bonus card.
I'm probably pretty distracting.
Yes. I'm going to go with that cubby. It's really distracting. They're probably like, what is happening?
Yep. And I will actually give you your torturer. It's not quite, you're not torturing the cheese, but.
Oh, yes,
she
is.
Okay.
Yes, she is.
All right.
She's angry. She's tired of this
All
job.
right. So you do have so you should be drawing 4 cards.
Okay, so 4 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap, crackle, pop, good sir.
Take the best 3. You want to beat a pair of 2s.
Take the best 3. Take a pair of 2s. You can go away. So, boom.
Pair of 9s. Holy crap. All right. And actually, using knives with your ability, you get a second. Only
No,
if
no.
you want to spend a squib.
No, I'm good.
Then you
I'm
would get
out.
double attacks for the rest of the scene.
Wait, for how long?
The rest
For the
of the
rest
scene.
of the scene.
Oh.
Yep. Okay, so name a cheese, and you have murdered it, and you get to describe how you murdered it.
So she's just going to just like rage scream, like ah, and then she's gonna jump in and just ah with her knife
Okay.
and just shred it.
All right. I'm gonna say probably Parmesan. That's a good shredded cheese.
That's a good shredded cheese.
All right. So Parmesan is out. All right, Bigor. Now remember, you do have that bonus.
I assume I'm doing my performance.
Yes, you can do your performance. Absolutely.
All right. Once there was a man, and the man was killed by cheese. You must kill that cheese to avenge that man. The man was very nice. He shouldn't have been attacked by the cheese. So go get the cheese. That's essentially what it is.
Oscar-winning original musical composition.
That's good because you don't usually get Oscars for theatrical performances. So I must have been really good.
Wait, what's the other one that's not the Oscars?
A Tony?
No,
The Independent Spirit Award.
No, the
The
other.
Greenies,
The Canadian Music Award.
the SAG,
No,
The Mark
what's the
Twain Prize for Humor.
The
the
Golden
Razzies? The Razzies.
The
Globe.
Nobel.
The Nobel.
The
All
Andy
right.
Kaufman Award for Surreal Humor.
There you go. This is not dangerous to you in and of itself. What are you wanting to inspire the crowd to do?
Attack the cheese! I've got it clear from my song.
All right. Okay. So you are getting the bonus that you set up beforehand, the 1 card. This is a Weedle test. Before you draw any cards, you might want to see what you're up against. Because remember, you can choose to fail before you draw your cards and get a squib. You got to beat a single 10.
All right. So I would actually argue that it is not Weedle, it is Finagle. Because it is through the dance, specifically my movement and words and dance.
I'll give it to you. Yes,
that
you
I
can.
practiced.
You can do it.
So I get my Finagle, and then I get a +1
Yep.
from my scheming round.
Yep. Are you again using your tentacle arm to
Of
accentuate?
course.
I'm just going to
Of
assume
course.
anytime you're dancing, you're using your tentacle arm.
And then I am also going to curse the cheese monsters.
Well, no, you only get to do one thing.
Oh, well then I will curse Gouda.
No, you don't get to curse anything if you're inspiring the people to. Hang on, let me see.
I swear to Gouda.
I am incorrect on that, and I have been incorrect on this again. You do have to spend a squib to use your curse. And as long as you worked in declaring your ill intent into that little performance you just did to the cheese.
Destroy the cheese.
Yes. And I will, in this case, if you so we're gonna still test. But I will let you, if you spend a squib, you can do a curse.
Done.
The test is going to see how well this curse goes. All right. So automatically Gouda, anybody attacking Gouda gets a bonus against them. But let's see what you've got. So you got 2 for Finagle, 1 for Extreme Visage, 1 for the bonus that you gave earlier against a single 10. Your best 3 cards out of those 4.
And then is the curse included in that? Or the curse is a separate
Your
thing?
curse is a separate thing
That
because
doesn't
you're
give me
not.
a card.
You weren't cursing your audience. You were
Right. No, but the audience might get, if I get it, any audience member who tests against Gouda gets a +1 bonus.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Well, here are my cards that I pulled. Oh, interesting. Well,
you
I
only
can
use
get rid of
3.
the deck,
Yep.
and then
Jokers
I've
are
got
wild. It's
2
whatever you want to.
3s.
So 2 3s beats a single 10.
Aha! They
yes.
love me because you know what mullet having goblin green rednecks love. They love nothing more than opera.
Right. Exactly. So
Famously.
what I'm going to say is I'm going to cheat because I made the game and I can do that. And anyone now that tests against cheeses for this scene is going to get that +1 bonus from your curse. Because you worked it into your performance and sort of spread the performance among the masses. And there's
so they're actually going to get, would they get +2? No, 1 just inspires them to do it, and then the curse gets the +1.
So anyone that's fighting cheese, period. It doesn't have to just be Gouda. Anyone that's fighting cheese can get a bonus card. All right. So the audience doesn't test. NPCs in this game don't test. So they're just down there running around killing cheeses as I feel it's appropriate. You all are the ones that are in the hot seat here. Speaking of that hot seat, there are lots of cheeses out there able to attack you. We'll start with Cubby because it's his birthday.
Cheeses know that. Cheeses always know when it's your birthday.
Yes. Are you ready, Cubby?
Yes.
All right. So Asiago, since you called that one earlier, is going to run up and try to pull you off of your giant rat. What are you doing to resist the attacks of the Asiago cheese monster? Actually, it has to be more than Asiago. We're going to give you goat cheese, too. He's got horns.
And that's sticky.
So.
Well, I am going to... I have a weapon to use against them.
Yes. Now, this is a resistance test, so you can't actually hurt them on this test. It's how do you avoid being hurt by them? And it could be I'm turning on my heat gun and waving it at them to keep them away from me. This is the cheese's action. It's not yours.
Well, I assume they're coming up to me because I'm mounted, so I'm gonna kick at them.
Okay.
And I probably have some sciencey looking spurs on, so that'll help things out a bit. So it's essentially bash.
It's essentially bash. It absolutely is bash. You do not get science. You don't get a bonus from sciencey looking spurs, though.
There's little pipettes on the end.
If you had set that up back when you were scheming, then yes, you could get pipette bashing boots, and it would count as science. You do get your +2 bonus because you're still using your giant rat. You get a +1 because you're fighting against cheeses. The cheeses are cursed. So I believe that is 5 cards.
Yes.
And you have to beat a 7 in your 5 cards.
I'm feeling pretty confident. I will not choose to fail.
All right.
So very good news is that I drew 2 kings. And so those two kings won't be coming up.
Right?
And even better news, I got an 8.
You got an 8. So you got it.
Yay.
All right. Cubby, you are using your egghead. So draw 5 cards. Hopefully there's not 2 matching kings because you already got rid of those. That would have been bad. Or awesome, however you want to look at it.
I do not have matching face cards, but I did just burn a joker.
You did just burn a joker. Yep. All right. So discard all those. All right. Voss. We're gonna have Feta, since you just shredded its buddy.
Feta
Could do better. It's this lumpy sort of. It's not even gonna try and grab you. It's just gonna sort of bleh at you, and it's all by itself. So, well, I only drew 2 cards, but you got to beat a pair of 3s. What are you doing to resist the attack of the Feta cheese monster?
I'm going to headbutt it.
Headbutt it. All right, that sounds like bash.
Okay. And then, how many? Do I get any more cards?
You get a +1 bonus because you are fighting still the cheese. They are cursed. So even on your resistances against them, you get that +1 bonus.
Bruh. Well.
2 queens and a 5. Would you like to spend a squib to draw another card?
I don't have any.
You don't have any.
I don't have any, so I'm just gonna go ahead and die now.
Well, you don't die. You do not die.
But I got the queens out of my deck.
You did get the queens out of your deck. That increases your thrall by 2 points there. So mark 2 points on your thrall. And thrall is Titania's magical influence over the entire city, clamping down on you. And you also take damage because you failed the resistance.
How much damage?
So what happens? How do you take damage here? You can work it into something Titania-y happens as well, but you don't have to. You do take damage. Damage in Goblonia does not have to be physical damage. It can be mental or emotional damage as well.
How about emotional? Because when she headbutted, her face went into the cheese's mouth, and so now her hair is ruined. Ruined!
Absolutely. Mark it on your sheet. Bigor.
How much did I take again so I can mark it correctly?
2 points of thrall, 1 point of damage to your vim and vigor.
Okay, so long, and then vim and vigor. Is it the ones in the parentheses or the other ones?
I don't think you have the parentheses.
I do have the parentheses.
You have them, but you don't have them activated.
Okay, so I don't. Okay, so that.
So those are bonuses. You don't have those bonuses.
Okay, cool.
Right.
That's what I need to know. All right, cool.
I hear a cat.
It's mine. It's my cat.
No,
Do you hear? Do you hear him?
It's Archie?
Yes, Archie. So we normally feed him at 6:30, and as you can see on West Coast time, it's 6:31. So he's very upset that I haven't given him his food yet.
Yes.
So he just came wandering into the room and just did a little circle meowing at me, and now he left.
I don't know. Name a cheese. What kind of cheese would storm the stage?
Ooh, like a spicy cheese.
Like a spicy cheese.
Yeah, or like maybe a Havarti because it's got all that dill.
Well, Havarti is already being attacked, so it can't be Havarti.
Maybe Pepper Jack.
Yeah, like a pepper jack. Yeah,
a pepper jack. We'll go with pepper jack. Yeah. All right. So pepper jack cheese is what climbs up on the stage and tries to grab Shoshi. Actually, Shoshi, it's not going to try and grab you. It's going to try and push you off the stage. I don't even get a cool cheese monster grabs me and pulls me to the top of the Empire State Building moment. No, it's going to try and shove you off the stage so it can take the spotlight.
Oh,
oh crap. So what do you do to resist being thrown off the stage by the cheese monster? There is a 10 that you have to.
I'm going to fail.
You will take damage if you fail.
Oh, yes.
Okay. You're going to get a squib, but you're going to take damage.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good.
All right. So what happens here? You take damage. You get to say how it happens.
I think it's going to be physical damage. I'm right in the middle of a beautiful note. I'm connecting with the audience. I feel their eyes and their attention on me. So I'm not even paying attention. And all of a sudden, I am pushed off the stage and roll down the backstage stairs. So now I'm in the basement storage. I'm very bruised.
Okay. Yes, I will give BLC Blondie that. Is the spotlight hot enough that it causes the cheese to melt? Absolutely. So we will mark Jack Cheese off as it melts under the spotlight after throwing Bigor off. Some Ale Cake said you should fight for your spotlight, Bigor. But I do have to remind everybody that Bigor is actually not a professional opera star. Bigor is a test subject by
just
trade.
My dream.
Right.
A talented amateur.
Yeah. So when they don't know how to fight to dominate their light. And stage dive gone wrong. All right. So that was the cheeses that could affect you all. Down looking over Reekside. The populace is fighting back because they want to win the prizes. Some of them are winning, some of them are losing. Some goblins are getting dragged back into the shadows. Up where you all are, the weaponsmith friend of Huas has shredded a cheese monster. Cubby charged forward on his rat. The rat got confused, didn't hit anybody. The two cheeses tried to pull him off the rat. He managed to kick them back so they didn't get him. Voss face plants into some feta, ruining her hair, and Bigor gets thrown off the stage by the pepperjack, tumbles down the stairs into the basement of Phineas Flout's cheese shop, which is serving as the backstage. Now it is back to you all to do what you want to do.
Well,
Ow.
I have an idea of something I'd like to do. So if you don't mind, I'll go first.
Absolutely.
I've realized that my rat steed simply needs to be hungrier.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my potion and feed it to my rat.
Okay. To make him even bigger?
Yes! Because I'm going to pull a reverse ratatouille.
I get it.
I get that reference.
Okay.
You need a little chef hat for the rat.
All right. So you made it steed size, which for a goblin is not quite as big as a horse, right? We're talking more like donkey, Saint Bernard sized, right? And now you're making it even bigger with your potion.
So it eats even more cheese.
No, I absolutely understand. Yeah. So you are going to get like a troll-sized rat out of this, like a 12-foot tall rat.
Yeah, at least.
Monster. I want to remind you how you got into this situation in the first place.
Phineas Flout. It's all his
fault. Right. Yeah. And creating a giant cheese monster to torture Phineas Flout did not have anything to do with it. But that's okay. Now, I mean, it makes sense. This is the natural government evolution. You introduce one horrible giant monster into an environment, you have to release a predator to that giant horrible monster to deal with it. And so what if you then have to deal with a giant rat monster in the next episode?
At least that's only one, not several.
At least it's only one.
Because then it'll be winter and the gorillas will freeze to death.
There you go. Absolutely. All right. there's not really a test to create a giant rat monster. You do it, and your action can have an and. It's normally one sentence with no more than one conjunction. So you feed the giant rat monster to make it more giant, and what?
Well, and then I pull the hair on the top of its hat, which is why I have such amazingly intricately small Miss Dr. Bibb puppets. So I can really prepare the rat for all of these experiences. Yes, it makes perfect sense. And then a dog, and eventually a gigantic old lady who's willing to swallow a fly.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
And so I am doing a reverse Remy. Just
absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I just wanted to say it again because of how happy it makes me. And I'm going to direct it to eat as many of the cheese monsters as it can.
Yes, we're going to test. We're going to test for you to maintain control of this giant cheese monster.
That makes sense.
All right. So it's... I just accidentally... No, I didn't close your sheets. I closed something. What path are you wanting to use here? It could still be bash because you're pulling
I really
the hair.
Drilled those hair pulls in, so I'm pulling those hairs hard.
It could be happening right here, Tommy. It very well could be. So they're making this test harder.
Oh, I thought that was advice.
No, they just made the test harder. I hadn't even drawn cards, and they made it harder. So dangerous extra cheese monsters. One more card to make it harder. That's going to give you a pair of 5s and a 7. So
that's pretty rough.
Yes, you are going to get your bash plus your mad scientist, because this is absolutely mad scientist. Plus your +2 for using your egghead creation, and a +1 because they are cursed, which I believe takes you to 6 cards.
I'm not gonna fail then. I feel like 6 is... I have a good shot
of beating a pair of 5s. That's right in the middle there. You might be able to do it.
Yeah. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I have my choice of pairs. I guess I'll go with this pair of 10s.
Pair of 10s will definitely beat a pair of 5s.
And I'm a rat kaiju cowboy.
Scientist. All right. So, Cubby, pair of 10s beats a pair of 5s by 5 cards. I'm going to let you name 5 cheeses that your giant rat manages to destroy.
I get that Gruyere.
Yeah, that was already done.
Oh.
Somebody already got it.
Did we get the goat cheese?
Nope, goat cheese, you just did.
Ricotta?
Ricotta's on the list. You got ricotta? Yep.
Man, did we already get Manchego?
Did it make it on the list? Nope, you got it now.
What about Munster? I'm just throwing out suggestions.
And Munster. Thank you, May.
And one more cheese. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What about
the goat?
Did we get
cheese?
The cream cheesy yet?
The Havarti? No, you missed it.
The cream cheese.
I didn't put cream cheese on here.
Oh,
Rockford. Was Rockford on?
I put mascarpone on here.
Saint Andre. No.
You could get the Havarti. You could get the Asiago that attacked you. It's your choice.
I'm gonna get that Asiago that attacked me.
All right, Cubby, I need you to draw 5 cards and see if your rat explodes.
You're right. I'm sorry.
It wouldn't be the first time.
At least you're prepared.
The good news is I do not have a pair of face cards. The bad news is I burned through my last Joker.
You burned through your last Joker. You should be getting close to the bottom of your deck, though.
I'm definitely more than halfway through my deck. I'd say I'm like close to 2/3 through.
Okay. All right.
It feels like.
All right. So that was Dr. Pibb's action. Voss or Bigor?
I will let Bigor go this time since their ego is probably bruised from being knocked into whatever hole.
My ego and my body. Ow. Well, I'm in the basement. I'm in the basement of the cheese place. What's there? Anything fun?
Cheese.
I'm gonna take a little nibble to get me my strength back, and then I'm gonna indulge in my vice.
Oh, okay. What is your vice?
To help me feel better. I sing about my problems. Of course.
There you go.
Oh, I fell down the stairs and I hit my head. It hurts really bad. But more than that, it hurt my art and hurt my heart. And a single tear rolls down my cheek.
So how many points of damage did you have?
Just one.
Okay, so draw a single card. You heal that point of damage. That point of damage is gone. All right, and nothing bad happens from indulging your vice. Down in the basement, all by yourself. And I am actually going to say that down in the basement of Phineas's Flout's cheese shop, while you do have cheese down there, and you also have there's a door that's open leading down into a tunnel. So he has a passage in his house that's going somewhere else. In his basement. And it's like it was at one point covered up, like nobody was supposed to know it was there, but the crates and stuff that used to cover it up have all been smashed and blown away from the door.
What an excellent idea.
Yeah, I have no idea what Reverend Tommy is, but there you go. There it is.
I love this idea. I'm going to take one of the big wheels of cheese.
Well, that has to be your next action because this action was indulging your vice.
Yes.
So Voss.
She's mad.
Yeah. Y'all got a
ruined.
crap ton of cheese. It's just
her
tearing it up.
Her hair is ruined. Which usually probably is going to incur her vice.
If you want to, yeah.
I forgot my bell on my other desk. But I'm just going to describe that there is a string of profanities that come out of her mouth because of her hair being wrecked from a stupid cheese monster. Insert colorful words here.
Yes. And it's Bigor's backup band that was performing. There's just the triangle player there that's dinging to bleep out every word that you
works.
say.
That is
totally incidentally I don't have a triangle.
Perfection. Yeah, I left it across the room by accident. I was so busy digging for my cards, I forgot the bell.
That works. That's a good one. Go for it, Cubby.
All right, here we go. This son of a just keeps, and my hair, and why now it's a piece of, and there's stuff.
All right, how many point damage are you healing here?
I'm gonna shoot for 2 if possible.
Yeah, do you have 2 points damage on your sheet?
Yes, I do.
All right. No, you don't. You only have 1. You have 2 of your thrall.
Oh, I'm sorry. I read it backwards because I don't have my glasses on.
You can't clear that thrall. You can clear your vim and vigor.
I am nearsighted, so let me hold please. Let's try this again.
So just flip over one card.
Suddenly, Voss has classes. Okay.
One of
All right.
us.
You do not take any further bad stuff. Nothing bad happens to you. However, we're going to have some resistance here with 12 minutes left. Yeah, this is good. Yeah. All right. So, Dr. Pibb, we'll start with you. You have made yourself the big target now on the back of the rat. So, multiple. I mean, he tore up multiple cheese monsters. So, they're going to sort of converge on you. Well, you got to beat a single 9 followed by a 6 and a 4. So they're going to the cheese monsters are trying to swarm over you, pull this giant rat creature to the ground, and beat you senseless. What are you doing?
I am bashing the hair to command Uber Under to do a twirl so his tail whips at it. His specialty tail whip attack. All
right. Now it's not an attack. It can't take them out, but it can save your butt.
I mean defense. The tail.
Yes, the tail defense. Yeah. So we'll give you bash. 1 for the curse. 2 for the rat, or the egghead rat. So Reverend Tommy, this is where they all came from because they made a giant Megazord cheese monster. It has broken down into its component parts.
It was already a Megazord.
It was a Megazord.
I mean, technically, I believe that was Mr. Pepper who did that.
I'm sorry. What did I say?
Well, I mean, we did it, but
right.
As long as we don't get blamed for it. I have a pair of 5s.
That's going to do it. That keeps you from taking damage here. And it does. It whips his tail around. It just keeps them off away from you. Bigord, there's nothing down here that can hurt you in the basement. So
excellent.
So there's no test for Bigor because Bigor's in the basement. I lied.
Oh no.
I looked at the time. We still got 10 minutes. There's absolutely something down here that can hurt you.
Oh, rude.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
So close.
Something comes out of that doorway and tries to grab you and pull you back in.
No.
Not Curdly Mo.
It is not Curdly Mo. It should totally be Curdly Mo. Bigor, what are you doing to avoid whatever wicked this way comes out of the...
How much time do I have?
Well, you can't stall for 9 minutes. We've already lost 5 people.
No,
I mean, I have absolutely seen Shoshi stall for 5 minutes. That is not even a challenge for her.
No. I'm stalling right now.
Yep.
You didn't even notice, did you?
What?
It's been happening this whole time.
I'm the ghost.
Something's grabbing you.
Yes. Oh boy. Those numbers are very high. But I don't think I would just let this happen. Well, maybe I would. I'm going to fail. I'll use that squib later for something useful.
Yeah. You're going to take damage again. Damage you just healed.
Yeah. Well, I'll just sing another song.
So you can only do that once per scene. But granted,
I'll just be very hurt.
The show's done in 8 minutes. So, all right. So you are grabbed by something and dragged towards the entrance. What happens that makes you take damage here?
Well, that is emotional damage because, as you said, I just healed myself.
Right. Singing your song about.
And the shock of having something happen to me again just cuts me right to my heart. And I lose a little bit of, you know how you have that sort of belief that, like, well, you know, if you work really hard, maybe the universe is on your side. And it just like shattered that illusion just a little bit more.
All right.
Painful.
Yes. You're not far off, just some guy. You are not far off. Okay, Voss, as you are cussing out, Bree hasn't done anything lately. So we're gonna have Bree, while you're just sitting there ranting, is going to Bree's not really a sharp cheese. We're gonna have Cheddar come up. And
No, you said Bree first.
Bree's sort of a slimy, gooey cheese
Fine.
with a gross rind on it.
Fine.
It's a hot cheese. You know what?
No, go ahead. No, it's fine. Go ahead.
I was gonna have Cheddar try and stab you
Go ahead. That's fine.
because it's a sharp cheese.
That's fine.
You got to beat a 6. How do you avoid being stabbed by the Cheddar monster?
Can I like anime punch to meet his and see if I like bashing and just
You can. You're gonna try and bash.
like I'm just gonna try and meet his stab and just Haruken him into the space.
Okay.
I broke.
All right. So it's got a knife. Yeah. And you're gonna meet its stab.
I want to stab it back. Like I want to pull some real anime stuff and like see who that breaks first.
Okay, all right. I'm like, because this doesn't seem like a resistance.
No, I want to like.
All right.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. Okay. No, I want to see.
Okay. All right. We can go with that.
Okay.
I feel like I just dropped a card on the floor though. All right. So did I already draw cards for that?
I don't remember.
I don't think I did. You got to beat a 6.
Okay, how many I get 2 bashing? Right? And then a +1
for the curse. Yep.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay, that's 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on, you stupid clear cards.
A pair of 6s, that'll do it.
Woot!
All right. So you managed to knock the knife right out of Cheddar's hand.
Yay.
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me. Okay.
I mean, she carries knives. Like, I'm just gonna look, it's late, y'all. I'm tired. It's almost 10 o'clock. All right, I gotta cook.
I'm with you. So at this point, there is a braying, like that that big long Swiss horn that they play in the Alps. It's just the blah sound. You know what I'm talking about? Ricola. Yeah, like the Ricola. There is a big booming, braying sound that echoes through Goblonia, and the cheese monsters quickly grab the nearest goblin and dart back into wherever they came from, which happens to be, they're all making their way back into the shadows, running for it. They, in fact, cheese it. And you are left there with the disastrous aftermath of your, actually, I thought it was a great plan, of your cheese festival gone awry, ambushed by the cheese monsters, Bigor thrown down the stairs. Whatever was trying to grab you, Bigor, darts back down the tunnel. Dr. Pibb up on the rat, and there is the it's like that scene in Jurassic Park where the banner just drifts by in front of the dinosaur and it's in front of the rat. And that's where we're going to end it. The cheese monsters fleeing. Have you dealt with the problem? Probably not.
We still have one more day.
You still have one more day to solve this. We will deal with that.
And we did get a bunch of cheese at least. But
You got a good.
But I want to know. But I must know. Did any of my contestants bring back any dead cheeses? Because that was the point.
Yes.
That was the point.
We
Okay.
will say that the first cheese mentioned by an audience member at this point right now, that will be the cheese that they have murdered that gets back for a prize.
Okay, cool.
I will also say that just like the end of Jurassic Park, we can look back and say everyone did a good job and all decisions were the correct one.
There you go. There you go. So, yes, a young goblin. Goblins don't age, so looks young to you. A
naive goblin.
Yes. Oh, and Bree took second place. So Bree has been Kasamatsu and Bree are brought before you as we got these. And that is where we're going to end. We'll be back next week, though, here on Nat 21, Wednesday night. Hopefully wrapping up the cheese pun mission and then getting back on to serious goblin topics after that. No. And who won the poll for taking us out tonight? Thank you for anybody that followed tonight. Thank you for those that are subscribing. Thank you for those that are. It's the birthday gob. Gets to sing happy birthday to himself, or however that works. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. I know it's a holiday week, and yet you were here, wasting your time, escaping from your family members here with us. We appreciate that. I'm going to pass it off to Cubby to say goodbye, and then when Cubby has said enough, I will roll the credits. We'll see you next week. Thank you. We are out of here. Take it away, Cubby.
Well, I've decided that since we need a new intro, I'm going to do a new intro. Why, hello there. I didn't see you come into our clubhouse, the laboratory. You probably recognize me. I'm noted goblin mad scientist, Mr. Dr. Pibb. I and my crew of friends and henchpersons, and also Bigor, who, like, it's okay between us. I wouldn't say friend. You know, it feels disingenuous. We go on madcap adventures, trying to save and occasionally trying to endanger Goblonia, the goblin city that's currently been conquered by Titania. Will we be able to resist her thrall over our city and free Goblonia once and for all? No, absolutely not. It's not going to get that serious. But we'll probably have some fun. And now, if you'll excuse me, I was at a good page.